These last prophecies were given to me on October the 6th, 2022. The first thing that God said is industrial manufacturing will come to a halt. America won't be producing much anymore. And I saw that accelerated greatly in the era of Obama. In that prophecy called the honeycomb and bouquet, I saw that when the time of Obama came, many of the factories were dark. So it's either because robot automation will be the wave of the future, but anyway, human beings working in factories, America will go down. And God said the manufacturing will go exclusively to these places: Vietnam, Korea, China, Thailand. He says all these nations outstrip America because they have an abundance of cheap labor and their importance of being able to work night and day, night and day. We don't keep our factories working night and day here. We don't have people to be working constantly back-to-back night shifts. In these places, people work by shifts. They live in these small, uncomfortable dorms and things like that for their companies. And so the cheap labor in Vietnam, Korea, China, Thailand, those places will eventually win out over American effectiveness. And God says that manufacturing in America will halt and these countries will have it all. He also said America will go into recession and a financial crisis is coming. Both of these have been covered extensively. And he said this will be Great Depression levels of hardship, where the majority will not have work. And this is across all sectors. This is not just about wage crisis. This is not just about, oh, the unemployment market is shrinking, blah, 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 or it's growing. This is about the fact that the Lord said vital industries like the fast food industry in America are going to totally close down. And McDonald's is what he named, is going to feel this fast food industry in America completely shutting down. And the company he mentioned as an example is McDonald's. And people may say, yes, let them go out of business. They're not healthy anyway and all that. But God says, beware that every single thing that happens in these prophecies carries a trigger or a ricochet effect, a ripple effect. One thing doesn't just happen and then it's capped off. When people lose access to cheap food in this country, it will trigger unrest like you can't believe. Why? Because McDonald's feeds millions. It's accessible, quick food for many low-budget families, including the homeless. We just talked about good food, the right food, being priced out of the reach of the average household and climbing every day. So when the feeders of the masses can't make bank anymore, they can't turn a profit anymore, when they can't get resources anymore, when the bread and the oil and the potatoes for the fries and the meat for the burger goes away and everything, losing access to cheap food will be a major problem in the American society and economy. And that is where the beginnings of the famine that I have been talking about comes from. The Lord said that metal industries in America will shut down. They won't be making any more steel here. The factories are going to lay off workers by the thousands as we go through the worst recession we've ever seen. Lastly, the Lord spoke of coinage. He said that coins will lose their value as the metal for production becomes scarce and more expensive. And eventually, America is going to stop using the quarter, the dime, the nickel, and the round dollar. And we will be using the notes only. Many countries have already stopped using coins because they just don't have the pure metal for it anymore. And he said that the coins will lose value because the metal will be harder to find and it will be pricier if you do find it. And the government will get eventually tired of mixing tin in their stuff. They'll just do away with it altogether and it will be a note society. These are the words of the Lord, September and October 2022. I'm Celestial and this is the Master's Voice. May God bless you. In the midst of all things, our God is there. Prophecy comes to turn the heart back to God. If your heart is not being turned back to seek your Father, when you hear these things, you're watching, you're listening. Your mind is full of questions, and yet the one answer which is true, ask yourself, what is the answer that has kept this woman sitting here the same day after day, week after week, month after month? She keeps coming back. What is propelling this woman? What is sustaining this woman? What is keeping this person that I don't know? It's the God that I'm always telling us to look for. That's who is keeping this channel, this person. That is who is at the center of all these prophecies. When he says tsunami coming to New York, who will look towards the tsunami? Who will say, Celestial, when will these things be? And who will say, I don't care about the date. I'm going to go back to Psalm 91 again and read verse 7 that says, 1,000 by my side, 10,000 on my right hand. I'm guessing that a tsunami will take more than 1,000 and more than 10,000. So over myself and these children, I need to begin to declare verse 7, 1,000, 10,000, but it shall not come nigh me. Christ at the center of the prophecies. Christ saying, put your eye on me. Look back to me. Take your eyes off the TV as the ponies are racing in their little fake race. Who will fix their eyes on God? The promise in Isaiah 26:3 is perfect peace. Perfect peace. Who will look everywhere? There's no telling what's going to go on in here. May God bless you and keep you until I see you again. Stay in the way of the Lord Jesus Christ. Goodbye.